teammates one day in the NFL?
It's kind of crazy, just because, I was watching the draft when my boy Terry got drafted, and I was so excited and happy for him, and, we always talked about it, being teammates in the NFL, but, that's like far-fetched, you just never know what can happen, and the opportunity presented itself, my boy Terry being in Washington, I was excited. I'm like, hold on, wait, I got the opportunity to play with him, 1,000 yards, a phenomenal player, a great athlete. And, just being able to, link back up and be able to play with each other, it's amazing. It's a great feeling for me.
Thanks, Curtis. Welcome to Washington, man.
Thank you.
Hey, Curtis, we're going to blame that first one on Scott. He has to do everything in more than one take, so it's cool. I'm from NBC4, Heather McDonough. You touched on it there. I mean, it's almost like a perfect fit. We haven't seen anything on the field yet, obviously, but you have Coach Rivera and Scott, all your Carolina ties. You have Terry and the Ohio State ties. I mean, when you sit back for like a second, it hasn't been long, and you think like how this really made sense, like how much sense did it make for you, and how great does that familiarity with all these different people make you feel as you enter a tenure with a
It definitely made a lot of sense. It seemed like the perfect situation. Just the way things unfold, and pretty much in my life, it just seemed like this was like kind of meant to happen. I'm fortunate and glad to be in this position in my life. Where I could play football, and something I always love and enjoy to do. My goal is just to bring the extra spark to this offense. I like to be dynamic. I like to make plays with the ball in my hands, and just being alongside Terry and a lot of those other guys, I feel like this is a perfect fit and situation for me.
And you played this team just a few months ago with Carolina. I mean, what did you see from Washington on the field? And I'm sure you were following Coach Rivera and Terry from afar, but just to think back, what were your takeaways as you, I believe, had a pretty good game that day?
Definitely a great team. A lot of great coaches, great players on the team. And, just being able to add an extra piece, always helps offenses. It's never too much offensive weapons. It's never too much weapons on defense, whatever the case may be. But, coming to Washington, being an extra piece for them, to make plays on the field, I'm excited, and I'm ready for the journey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey there, Charlotte McBride from WUSA 9. Welcome to Washington. We know what you bring to this team on the field, but this week we've been getting to know some of your new teammates. We learned Ryan Fitzpatrick has 7 kids. We just learned that William has 5 horses and a pig. So I guess I'm wondering, what is something about you that maybe we don't know that you also bring? Any crazy pets or anything?
No, I don't bring any pets. I love to dance. So y'all gonna see a lot of dancing, pre-game, touchdown celebrations. I'm in the end zone. I'm getting jiggy. I just play a lot of video games in my free time. So I guess I bring my gaming PC to Washington.
And I got to ask you, I know you grew up in Brooklyn. So when your family found out you were coming to Washington, I don't know, are you guys Giants fans? What was the thought there?
Most of my family is Giants fans. They was happy. They was excited. A little bit closer to home, just a 3-hour ride away.
What are you looking forward to most when you join this team and obviously join Terry?
Just the guys in the locker room. I love being around like a family type group, and the way they played last year, just showed you how close that locker room is. I'm just excited to go in there, meet a lot of those guys, build bonds, friendships, and everything else.
Thanks. Welcome.
Hi, Curtis. Nikki Jabala with the Washington Post. I know you said you and Terry had kind of talked about sort of this pipe dream of playing alongside each other while you were in college. Were there ever any discussions once you hit free agency about, you coming to Washington? Did he try to recruit you at all?
He throwing his little pitch. That's my brother. We close. I know his family. My family. But definitely seeing him in Washington definitely kind of led me towards making that decision.
And your versatility, just, almost positionless. How much is that a point of pride for you, just to be able to do multiple things on the field?
I feel like that's great. I feel like that's good for offensive coordinator, just to be able to scheme up defenses, do different things, put defenses in positions, that they don't want to be in, show them different looks. being able to go in the backfield, go outside wide, go in the slot. I feel like that adds a lot of versatility to the offense, and just make things harder on the defense.
Hey, Curtis, Ben Standig with The Athletic. I'm curious about your production. You played fewer snaps last year than you did the previous year, yet your numbers went way up. And I'm just curious from your perspective, what changed for you to have that type of situation?
I was fortunate enough, to, my offensive coordinator and my quarterback and a lot of my teammates, to want to put the ball in my hands. My mindset each and every game, each and every play is, the more plays I make, the more they want to go, the team is going to want to give me the ball. So I approach each and every play like it's the last play. My job is to go out there and make plays for the team. I want to win games, and I feel like, no matter what team I'm on, I'm a focal part of the offense. And for me to want to do, I got to do my job, so I got to go out there and make plays for the team.
A lot's been said about the fact that one of the biggest things you bring is versatility, the ability to play all over the place, slot, backfield, outside. How much is that something you've kind of worked on throughout over your time, and kind of where do you feel you maybe are the most comfortable out on the field?
If anything, I work mostly on, just becoming a better receiver. I didn't spend too much of my life playing receiver. Running back is pretty much natural to me. Played that my whole life. So, if you put me in the backfield, you don't even have to tell me the reads or anything. Just tell me which way I'm going. And, my talents and, just my history of playing running back just kind of takes over. I just want to go forward and to become a better receiver, working each and every day on things I'm not great at, and trying to become great at that.
Thank you.
Hey, Curtis, John Kahn, ESPN. Where are you different? Ron Rivera had you just a couple of years ago, but do you feel you're a much different player than from when they even had you?
I for sure feel like I'm a much better player, a much mature player. I think things is, it's going to be the same, but a little bit different. I feel like, I'm going to have more opportunities in this offense, and I'm excited for it.
And as a receiver, what's been the thing that you've focused on the most, and what's been the hardest thing to get used to in that transition?
It's, my main thing was coming in, last year off the season I had before, just catching 1,000 balls, catching a bunch of passes, just catching at different angles, different positions, putting my body in weird movements, putting things in front of my face, so I can't see, just trying to do different things, to adjust to playing wide receiver. I feel like that helped pretty much going into the season that I had.
Thanks, Curtis.
Hey, Curtis, JP Finley, I wanted to ask you, a lot gets made about, hey, will a receiver want to come to Washington with some uncertainty at the quarterback position? But Kyle and Taylor from your time in Carolina, and now Fitzpatrick has signed here. Was that a consideration or a concern at all, the no clear-cut starter at QB?
No, I'm not concerned about that. I just do my job, honestly. I'm excited for the quarterbacks we have, in the organization. But my thing is to go out there, I have to make it easier on them. That's my job. I can't evaluate who they are and how they play. My job is to make it easier on them, get open, try to get as much separation as I can to make the throw easier for them.
And then what's it like getting back into Scott Turner's offense now that you're a more refined, a more versatile, a better player?
It's going to be exciting. I'm looking to stretch the field, just do a lot of those things. Just be a great piece in this offense, help this offense just go forward.
Thank you.
With Terry McLaurin, he wasn't as highly touted, I guess, coming out of college, third-round draft pick. A lot of people saw him as a special teams guy. What's it been like seeing him emerge as an NFL star and a guy who I would imagine you thought pretty highly of, Ben?
Other people might have had uncertainty, about his career. I knew what Terry could do. I've been with him in college. I've seen what he did at practice. It was a no-brainer. I knew exactly what he's going to do when he got to the NFL. He's a 1,000-yard receiver without doubt. It's just when you get the more opportunities you get, the more you have to show. He's a great receiver. He's a great football player. I wasn't surprised. His growth is going to be even more exciting to watch.
So we know him as a refined NFL player. What was he like as a freshman in the dorms?
Terry, he was funny. Terry ain't gonna tell y'all, but I really taught him how to dance. He came in with not as much swag dancing, but I helped him out a little bit.
That's awesome.
Hey Curtis, it's Matt Paris from the Washington Times. For months, when all these lists get made, free agency, where guys gotta go, Curtis Samuel to Washington was pretty obvious. But when in your mind was it obvious to you that you were gonna sign here? Like, when did the thought first come up in your mind, and then when did it become really evident? All right, this is where I want to go.
I thought about it happening, but just talking with my agent, just figuring out different things. That's just a decision I came to. I'm excited to be here. The offense, I know the offense. It's probably little nicks and wrinkles that I got to catch up on, but just stepping into a system and an offense that I pretty much know a lot about. Feels good for me.
And you're very fast. Terry's very fast. Antonio Gibson is pretty fast. What can all that speed do for an offense?
It scares a lot of defenses. Terry being fast, me being fast. Receivers. A lot of defenses want to play back. Having a versatile running back. It's unlimited amount of things we can do. Terry can carry the ball. I can. Gibson could. It's just so many different things that we can do in our offense.
Hey, Curtis, Rena Walker with The Athletic. Welcome to Washington, D.C. Just in terms of playing with a quarterback, one of the things that Ryan Fitzpatrick said is he's going to give guys a chance. For you as a wide receiver who can get down the field pretty fast, what does that do for you when you have a guy that's willing to put the ball up to you, especially in those one-on-one situations? And like you said, with having a Terry McLaurin or Antonio Gibson kind of taking some of the pressure off, what does it do having a guy that'll sling the ball around?
I feel like he puts a lot of trust in me. A quarterback saying that, he knows that he have a great guy receiver. He knows what we capable of, what we could do. I could just, I got to make those plays when he give us the opportunity.
And when you were looking at your market, what were some of the things that you were looking for in the teams that you were considering? And obviously not necessarily the teams themselves, but just what was it like? What was your interest at this free agency period?
Pretty much going into an offense that could utilize my skill set. Not many teams have versatile guys that could run the ball, catch the ball, do a lot of things. I just want to go into a system where I know, somebody can utilize everything I do on the field.
Thank you, Curtis. Appreciate it. And welcome again.
Thank you.
Hey, Curtis, Sam Fortier with the Washington Post. I think you played in the slot maybe twice as much last year as you did the year before. And I'm kind of wondering, what that experience was like, and maybe if you like the slot or you like being outside or in the backfield, kind of what's that like?
Pretty much don't matter where you put me. I'm gonna go out there and make plays. Being in the slot is different from being outside because you got a little bit more wiggle room. You can be a little bit more patient. But it doesn't really matter to me. I'm excited, for this offense and where we're gonna go.
And you said you're bringing your gaming computer to DC. What do you get on there?
I play Call of Duty. I stream too.
Okay. I'll check it out. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, Curtis, maybe I'll see you in the promenade one day. We can drop in there together and go to work. But when it comes to seeing Ron Rivera again, we hear all the time about the culture he's instilled in Washington, but as someone who experienced it in Carolina, what is that culture like to you? How would you define it?
It's great. Just being a player, that was a part of his organization before, being in Carolina, just coming to Washington, pretty much just, reiterate the things that he said, try to get younger guys on board. I'm young myself, but, other younger guys, rookies, first year, second year players, on board with his philosophies.
Hey, Curtis, congratulations, obviously, on the deal. Can you talk about, I guess, the difference between Scott Turner's offense, which, of course, you were part of in Carolina before they all left, and what you were a part of last year? And, Sam just asked you about the versatility, but I guess the differences and maybe what you like about Scott Turner's offense?
Just really utilizing speed. Great offense what Scott had and Joe Brady had. I'm just excited to stretch the field a little bit more. try to create those big touchdown opportunities that I know I can do, and get the offense off the field quick.
All right, last one, Les Carpenter.
Yeah, hey Curtis, Les Carpenter, Washington Post. You had that game here last year. Did it almost feel, because you probably had thought a little bit about playing here. Did you was it sort of a point where you can kind of imagine what it could be like here, one for you, and then also, is that a little bit of an audition when you know that there's a team that's probably going to be interested in you, and you can light it up a little bit?
I pretty much last year I wasn't even thinking about that. I feel like I had so much momentum. I feel like I was coming into my own. Just being the player that I know I could be. I was excited to see my growth. I just wanted to keep on showing it week in and week out, no matter what week it is, what the situation is like in the playoffs. I just wanted to become a better player. That's my main thing, is how can I better myself? Because for me to become a better player, the team would become better. So I really didn't think about like auditioning. I just wanted to, go out there and win.
Thanks.
All right, thanks so much for your time, Curtis. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.